This is Rabio Assessini, Mr. Real Non-Stop Channel. Hasta las piedras cantan por Telemundo.2. And today I have my two friends that are from part of All Wrestling Club. They are Gil and Will. But whoa, what a way to start the year. For none other than the man that brings mayhem for all everywhere he goes. Always front towards enemy. La hostia, former Impact Heavyweight Champion, Steve Maclin.
That was good. That was a good intro. Appreciate that. I'm gonna start having to lay out my lines like that too.
There you go. We always like to be a part of interacting with the people so they can get some new stuff where you could probably put on a shirt with everything all together.
Yeah. No, I appreciate that.
Oh, nothing. Everything we said is what we feel. So, Steve, at what age did your love for sports begin? And was it wrestling your first love? Or did you like something else like football or basketball or boxing?
I grew up loving pro wrestling when I was little. Just my grandmother, my grandfather. I lived in a two-family household. My parents worked the day and night shift, so I was with my grandparents most of the time. And my grandmother loved Roddy Piper.
Oh.
So watching old WWF at that time, well now WWE, but watching Roddy Piper, Andre the Giant, and then I fell in love with Ultimate Warrior. And then that grew into Bret Hart and Stone Cold and Shawn Michaels, and then the rest is history on that. So,
that's cool.
Yeah.
Everything started with wrestling and everything ends with wrestling.
Yeah, wrestling went into football. Football then led into amateur wrestling, and then amateur wrestling and football was my fun during high school. I enjoyed playing sports more than actually going to school, more than the education side of things. And then I obviously with 9/11 happening, September 11th kind of was one of those big impacts on my life when I was in high school. So once I graduated high school, I tried college for about a year, and then I just said, screw it, I'm going to do what I want to do, and I joined the Marine Corps. And then did my 4 years there, my 2 tours. When I tried to re-enlist, I got denied because of tattoo policy at the time. So I was like, all right, well, let me go give college a try. Maybe once the policy is better, I can put my MESEP package in as well and go officer side. And then lo and behold, while I was going to college, I got into a wrestling ring with a few buddies that run independents, which I didn't think was possible. I was just like, there's no way a guy my size, this would work. And then I started watching ROH, started watching New Japan. I was all right, well, let's go give this a shot. And then I got in the ring and I fell in love. It's the greatest sport in the world. I get to be a big kid my entire life. I feel like I'm never going to grow up just because it's the best sport in the world. And it's the best job in the world. I don't even feel like I have work.
That's awesome.
So
the goal in life.
Yeah. The one thing I listened to my father about, he would always say, he's like, you find a job that you love, you'll never have to work a day in your life. So it's one of those things where he's like, you actually listen to me for once.
That's true.
Yeah.
So I have a question for you.
Okay.
Long time ago, maybe you was forgotten as a wrestler, but now you made a name in pro wrestling and the world see you as a top wrestler. So in 2024, in TNA, if you have the will and the power to choose one wrestler, one event, and one stipulation, what your answer is?
Well, right now it would be Moose for the Impact or for the TNA World Title now. Sorry, I'm still getting used to the new term of TNA being back, which is awesome. But the TNA World Title is always on my sights, just because if you're not in this business going after the world title or any title, I don't know what your goals are. But that's just my opinion. They would just be a straight up me and Moose for the TNA World Title. I've beaten them twice before, and I know I can do it again.
We know. If you have a favorite event and stipulation for that match?
For a death match?
Yeah.
I would love to have a exploding barbed wire match. That would be a fun one to have, just because it'd be a little bit crazier. And I think there's some innovative things to do there. I know my wife wouldn't be a fan of me doing that, but that's one of those ones I think that would be a lot of fun. That'd be a lot of fun to get in there. Maybe with like a Sami Callihan, maybe another PCO match. Those are two guys that I would love to, that are very innovative in what they do, especially with that style.
That sounds good. Yeah.
Hell yeah.
Thank you.
All right. So my question, me as a former soldier, I know you were in the Marine Corps.
Thank you.
While in the Marine Corps, like you ever envision yourself being in a ring in front of 100 to 1,000 person, kicking ass and taking names, or it was something that came to you?
No, it was funny. So I had when I was a senior, well, I was on my second tour. I had two younger guys below me, Chance and Beard. They were two of my boots at that, the young guys, the green kids. So it was just fun. They would always joke around, be like, dude, you should be a pro wrestler. We'd always watch pro wrestling in the barracks. And I was the only one still watching WrestleManias on a laptop.
Oh,
Just because we didn't have cable. And so like I was the nerd in the barracks still watching wrestling.
yeah.
It's just funny now in life for them to see, and like we still keep very close to each other. And it's just funny just to, I don't know, it's, you put that idea in your head and you put it out there at some point in life. Like, yeah, I think I could do it. And then you get out there and you go do it. And just, it's yeah, I don't know. It's weird. It's weird to think about it. Like, cause if I would have told you 10 years ago where I am 10 years now, there's no way.
So it's awesome that you keep that goal in mind and then you went after it. Like you say before, like, I don't know if you're not going after the world championship. I don't know what you're doing. So that's something that I really admire about you, and I really appreciate all you do for us, the fans.
No, thank you. I appreciate it.
Thank you.
And talking about that, to the both of you, to you, Steve Maclin, and to Gil, we salute you and we thank you very much for your service. You guys fought for our liberty and for everything that makes us Americans. So that's very important. I'm very proud of the two of you. So back to what TNA is. TNA is back, and the first official winner, it was you. You defeated Steve Maclin in the first match back. So that cements you as the Guinness record of TNA legends. And I don't care what anybody has to say. So what can we expect from you moving on? I know that this 19th and this 20th of January, there's events in Orlando. Are you going to be participating? Do you know who's going to be your rival? What are you going to be doing in what's left of 2024?
Obviously, with Hard to Kill happening and TNA, just the rebrand and everything, and just the buzz going around TNA right now is just so awesome. From what I know, with the Nick Nemeth debut, that's one of the highest rated videos of anything in TNA history. It's the largest gate we've had in over a decade in TNA. And just to be the first person out there with Rich Swann and then get a victory in the first regime of change of TNA and bringing this new generation in and this new era of TNA, it meant a lot. And I remember on like Twitter, everybody be like, "Oh, why is he on the pre-show?" Or "Why are you on the pre-show?" I'm like, that means a lot to me because I'm the first person out there to set the tone.
Yeah.
Whether it's not on the main card or not, there's so many talented people on the roster. Just to be on the card in general, it just means a lot. And to set the tone and go out there and set the bar for what TNA is going to be in the future, I'm very much looking forward to. And then can't really put spoilers out there for what's going on this Thursday from what the tapings we had at Snake Eyes the next day. But for what I'm going into in the future for the next feud, I'm very much looking forward to, especially on the 19th and 20th here in Orlando down in Kissimmee at Heritage Park. I'm very much looking forward to the tapings. And I know people in this area are too, because wrestling's a big thing in the Orlando area. With NXT being here and WWE constantly here, the Royal Rumble I know is coming up, but then you have TNA here and TNA's back. And it's just this exploding buzz that's so cool in the wrestling industry right now just because there's so much wrestling to watch. And I'll say it, and I'll beat it like a dead horse. TNA is the best wrestling on television. Storyline-wise, it's the best pro wrestling that there is there, and it's just we got to get more eyes on it. And I think we're doing that by continuing what we are doing, by making an impact with TNA and creating this buzz going into the new year.
No pun intended, right? But you know, that's something that you said that I've been talking to Ross Forman. Thank you very much, Ross Forman. TNA has been a product that it's never had like a low point. It probably had a couple of things that were happening backstage, but it's always been going up. And here in Puerto Rico, me, Gil, and Will, every time there's an event of TNA, we always talk about it. We have on our wrestling club. We're always promoting it here. I've been a long time trying to get TNA talent here on Hasta las Piedras Cantan of Telemundo because the product that you guys do is bar none's the best. And I love that you guys are on Access TV. You guys are starting to appear in other places. You guys got that union with NFL. So I'm glad that more eyes are going to be on the company, and especially once you're world heavyweight champion, eyes are going to be on you. No doubt about it.
Oh, yeah. Well, we also just have the partnership now with AAA that was announced at Hard to Kill as well, which is very exciting. And then also on the 20th, I'll be down in Puerto Rico at WWC Euphoria. So I'm very much looking forward to finally setting foot in Puerto Rico because I'm very excited for that. I have a bunch of friends that have wrestled there. One of my good friends, Eddie Orengo, he's one of the referees in WWE. And he's so excited for me to just go there and experience it. And I'm very excited to get down there, and with the open challenge that I put out, I'm curious to who steps up.
Maybe it's hard, but remember this face because I'm going to be in ringside. So
okay,
to see you.
We're gonna be there.
Well, good.
If you have a chair, you know who you can smack it and say, "Oh, my bad."
Well, you hear the stories from back in the day of little kids selling rocks and whatnot, or batteries, and gotta watch out with I was already informed, don't get too close to fans. So
yeah, fancier are crazy, and if
I
you're
love
gonna
it.
come as a heel, they're gonna hate you to hell and back.
That's right in my wheelhouse. So perfect.
So talking about WWC, your 40-hour open challenge this 20th here, January 20th. Is there anyone in particular from the island that you wish they would have the cojones to accept it? Is there anybody in particular that you'd like to just grapple with?
No, I'm just looking forward to who does step up. That's the element of surprise for me, is to put a test and put a lot of weight on my own shoulders to go out there and have the balls to do that myself. But it takes a lot more balls to step up to me as well. Yeah. So I'm very much looking forward to it, and I'm just excited in general. And I know some of the talent as well on the card that are going to be there from TNA. So I'm going to keep my eyes out.
So
That's good.
Definitely.
Ya ustedes saben, mi gente, WWC Euphoria, Steve Maclin estará allá partiendo cara, cogiendo nombres y acabando con todos ustedes, porque donde quiera que él va, hay mayhem for everyone. So, Steve, Instagram, Twitter, where can the fans follow you?
At Steve Maclin on Instagram, Twitter, Steve Maclin store at Pro Wrestling Tees, as well as my Big Cartel store where I sell merchandise and gear, 8x10s for autographs. If you never get to meet me at a meet and greet, that's where you can reach me at my Big Cartel store. The link is on my bio in my Twitter and my Instagram, as well as my email if you need to contact me for that as well. So, yeah, I appreciate you guys having me on. I look forward to getting down to Puerto Rico, and I also look forward to TNA being here in Orlando this week.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you, guys. Thank you for your time.
Thanks to
Thank you.
TNA Wrestling and Rob Forman. This was Rabbi Assessini, Will Hill, Steve Maclin. Hasta las piedras cantan. Of Wrestling Club. Mi gente, sigan en sintonía.